What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Eli the Rebel. Welcome to the final episode of PPL Here the Week. I know, it's so sad. I know. I can't believe we made it this far either. But yo, peep this, okay? I know what you're thinking. First thing that comes to my mind, Eli, how the heck is the last episode? You didn't even put out week 8, let alone 9. I'm doing it all together, one take, first try, no redos, no nothing. If we gotta throw in editor's notes, we gotta throw in editor's notes. But I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for KJ, who's not with me because work want to hold him hostage. I'm doing this for my editors. One of them like had a catastrophe, the PC was on life support, didn't make it back. So this episode, this double feature is for the people, the PPL. Which is funny because PPL is the abbreviation for people. So PPL people, bars. Listen, we're gonna start off with week 8. We're gonna start off with week 9. Right after, back to back. Then we're gonna show, right? I'm gonna give the editors the visual graph that shows everything from weeks 1 through 9, right? And that's how we're gonna end the episode. So you're gonna see this big, wonderful graph, as opposed to looking at my phone these past 6-7 weeks. But enough of that. Let's get right into week 8 honorable mention, for these last 2 weeks, week 8 Eli tier. Okay, now look, I love signature moves in Pokemon. I think having moves dedicated to one mon and one mon only, fantastic concept. I hate when things like Mega Horn get added on to newer Pokemon as the years roll by, but it is what it is. It's what power creep does. The signature moves just become moves and not signature anymore. But every once in a while, with newer Pokemon, a couple of moves here and there stay signature. One of them being Tar Shot. Now, I know. Look, I had to look up what Tar Shot was too, okay? But hear me out, okay? Tar Shot Colossal, Daria. It's the signature move of Colossal. If you haven't gotten the drift of it by now, I don't know what to tell you. But yo, Tar Shot lowers the speed, so it's a speed control move like Icy Wind or Bulldoze, right? So it's a speed control move, but it doesn't do damage. Instead of doing the damage, it makes fire type moves more effective by 50%. Now, the reason why it's an Eli tier is because Daria thought it would make it like 100 times more effective, 100% more effective, something along those lines. So the Flare Blitz on top of the Tar Shot didn't OHKO the Iron Leaves as predicted. But it was cool to see, the move actually being used to slow down a Terra Iron Leaves. I'm gonna hold you, that was pretty cool. It just didn't do the job that it was intended to do, which was lower the speed and then get rid of it in just those 2 turns. Instead, Colossal just went down to Iron Leaf's Leaf Blade. Even with Leaf Blade not critting, it still couldn't knock it out in time. So that's Eli tier easily, in my opinion. But then again, it's also Eli tier, so Eli gets to say whatever Eli wants in the Eli tier. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. It's my tier. I get to pick whatever goes in my tier. You feel me? If you guys had your own tier, wouldn't you be the ones to determine it? Whatever. The bronze medal for this week. Bronze medal, week 8. You ever seen a Cloyster 1v1 a Palafin? Oh no, but Eli, it gets Drain Punch and Aura Sphere. Not when you Terra Electric it. Okay, and then you cook Terra Blast on top of it. You know what I'm saying? And you get a dead Palafin now. Okay, freaking Dr. Slacking, aka Matthew Drafts. You know, so first of all, the only reason why it's not higher on the list is because the move underneath Terra Blast was freaking, what's it called? Yeah, Life Dew. My Life Dew. Remember when Mew couldn't get like Pain Split? So like it had to rely on Life Dew for recovery. And the only reason why I know this is because I used it in the Bidding War League. Okay, don't get at me. Okay, I was down terrible those days, but Imprison, Life Dew, Mew put in work. Okay, don't worry about it. But yo, Cloyster, right, got taunted by the Palafin because just Weavel's Palafin thought, you know what, this is a shell smashing time. Let me just taunt it and make sure it doesn't do that. Nope, raw Terra Blast Electric, boom, goodbye. Right? I think not only. So, I think the problem with not only Terra Blast Electric Cloyster not one-shotting Palafin straight up, but I think had Dr. Slacking, you know, Ice Sharded the turn after instead of, you know, taking the unnecessary Drain Punch for absolutely no reason, it would have been stuck at full. Because you still keep your Water and Ice stab as a Cloyster, even though you do Terra and become an Electric type. So you essentially gain a third stab. So, from my perspective, Ice Shard should have killed from that range. So, that's also the other reason why Cloyster is only getting bronze this week. But, you know, a medal is a medal. And at this rate in the game, finally getting on the board is great. Is great. Getting on the podium at this rate is just great. Like, this is literally the last episode. So if you don't get on the podium now, you're not getting it, period. So Dr. Slacking got it done. Got it done this week. Congratulations. I salute you. Now we go from a newcomer to the Heat of the Week series to someone that has that's been on here before but hasn't been on here in a minute. Right? Last time this person was on here, this person got gold, and now this person is taking home silver this week for the same Pokemon, different reasons. Okay, so Deoxys Speed. When you think of Deoxys Speed, yes, you think of Focus Sash, Lead, sure. To what? Get up spikes, taunt, you know, just knock off an item, maybe, right? Before you go ahead and drive the Psycho Boost button, cool, right? This Deoxys Speed ran counter. And you know what's so funny about this interaction? Okay, so this was from the same game that Tarshot Colossal was out there, right? So the Tarshot Colossal was for Numb Nexus's Iron Leaves, Terra Iron Leaves, okay? But turn one, this Deoxys Speed clicked counter. The Ogerpon, Daria's Ogerpon, got a super effective U-turn off on Deoxys Speed. U-turned into King Gambit. King Gambit ate the counter. And it ate the counter like crazy. Like the King Gambit was down to like 28 HP out of like 370 something. Because obviously Chople Berry's not going to proc on a counter. And Dario was just like, oh. Like that turn one right there was just fantastic. Like, who in their right mind runs counter Deoxys Speed? Because for those that don't understand what's happening, counter is a negative priority move. So why would you run a negative priority move on a frail mon such as Deoxys Speed? But when you have Focus Sash, it's a fail-safe button to click, per se. And it catches, it caught Daria off guard for sure. Shoot. That King Gambit was pretty much rendered useless after turn one. So, you know, props to Numb Nexus for that. I mean, it wouldn't have gotten gold if it wasn't for a demonic low tier mon in the gold medal spot. So we're gonna roll the clip right about now for the substitute Pro Bowl pass from Mount Ai. Hotw with an H at the end. Yes, I've been 6-0'd by this guy last gen. Okay? So, we got two, like, Gen 8 giants going at each other. Hotw, Vepsis, they're just clashing, right? And with a little help from Fabled T-Wave support on Hydrapple, Probopass was able to sub up. Because traditionally speaking, like, fast Pokemon are going to be able to sub up on, like, a status move, on an incoming status move and things like that. But in Probopass's case, it was faster than a paralyzed Hydrapple. So it was able to sub up Iron Defense, Body Press, Pain Split, won the game. Won the game from the spot. As soon as that Hydrapple was paralyzed, it was only a matter of time before Hotw got the full para. And all he needed was one full para to let the Probopass snowball into oblivion. It's kind of like the same logic as to how the Ellie's Macargo way back when, which although it feels like a couple 3 weeks ago, it feels like an eternity ago. But it's kind of the same logic where, like, these are mons that are traditionally, like, what, 2-3 pointers, and they're out here cleaning up the game. I think that's just really, really cool, from in my opinion. So, of course, Probopass had to be number one. It's a freaking, like, that's the brows, bro. If KJ was here right now, he'd tell you the brows, goated. I can't. I don't know what else to say. Like, Hotw, gold medal. Congratulations. Again, another one of those, just like Dr. Slacking, took you long enough to get on this podium. Okay? So, for that, salute you. Alright. Week 9. Fast forward. Week 9. Eli Tier. Oops. She did it again. Frickin' Daria got on this tier back to back. 2 times in 1 episode. Can you believe that? I swear. I was looking for other things, and this stood out to me the most because, yo, the tech was there. The tech was there. Like, it really, really was. She called it out. Like, okay, Ting Lu's gonna, you know, do the metal sound. Like, fine, whatever, right? And Zapdos comes in, metal sound. Ting Lu comes in, -2. Freaking, what's this item called? Why am I blanking on this? Oh, freaking, throat spray. There. So thank you, Water, for helping me with that. Throat spray gives you +1 in your special attack when using sound moves. The Hurricane didn't land right after. Now, for those that have been watching since week 1, KJ and I can tell you, don't run Air Cutter. But the problem with not running Air Cutter means you're going to be forcing yourself to land Hurricanes. Zapdos didn't land Hurricane on the final week. I mean, it wouldn't have killed, but it would have been cool to see, like, 3/4, like, it would have been cool to see 70% done to a Ting Lu. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been so cool. A mon that's historically, especially defensive bulky, taking 70 from a Zapdos Hurricane, that would have been so fire. Oh, that would have been so fire, but the Hurricane went left, so it's going to be Eli Tier once again. I want to put it up, but I can't because it didn't really do what it was supposed to do. But we go from one unlucky mon to another unlucky mon, specifically coached by an unlucky coach. And by unlucky, I mean, like, this is an unlucky coach IRL. I don't know how this guy is, like, going through the stuff that he's going through right now. So, like, I salute you, 1Z, for doing your best to edit these videos for us. And in return, I give you a bronze medal. Oh, whoa. Okay, cool. So, Focus, Energy, Agility, Kingdra. Now, why is this set actually effective? Well, Kingdra gets Sniper, which means on critical hits, the damage output is 1.5x. So, like, when you get the crits hit harder in a way, right? So of course it's gonna hold the scope lens to boost critical hit chances, focus energy on top of it, agility to double your speed, but then Grimmsnarl has +1 Prankster Thunder Waves, and the Thunder Wave didn't happen right away. So like, yes, the Hydro Pump crit happened on the Grimmsnarl, right? On Shroom Raver's Grimmsnarl, but then the full para happened on the Mew, unfortunately. But the fact that like at least Kingdra got the kill shows that like, you know, it actually, you know, it was cooking for a little bit, but then the food got lukewarm once Mew came back out, you know, and got away with, you know, I mean, I don't know if the crit would have mattered. Like if the full pair didn't happen, I don't know, because like Mew was 100 across the board, so like it might have had some bulk to live a crit Hydro Pump from an agility. So because it's not like a nasty plot Hydro Pump. It was just regular raw agility. So let's just say like max attack, max special attack Modest or something. With no, like, and your boosting item is the scope lens to boost the crit chances, but it doesn't increase the power like a Mystic Water would. So, again, still unlucky regardless, so that's why it's only bronze here. And we go from one Speedymon that gets paralyzed to another Speedymon that gets paralyzed, and that's Gravy's Leafeon. Leafeon, for those that know, Leafeon gets Chlorophyll. Gray doesn't really have a Sunsetter, so Leafeon had to set up the sun for itself. And then once the sun was up, Leafeon's speed doubled, and it SD'd in front of freaking. Yeah, it SD'd in front of freaking Serp, which was a bold play because Serp was packing Glare. Serp glared it, but then Leafeon was able to kill the Serp with a +1 knockoff. And that was the only thing. And the difference with that versus Kingdra was like, Onesie needed to kill both Basculete, not Basculete, needed to both kill Grimmsnarl and Mew. Once it was set up, whereas like once Leafeon got the kill on Serp, it did its job at that point, and it didn't really need to kill anything else according to Jack. So, for that, I think Leafeon put in a good amount of work, enough to be better than the Kingdra that Onesie had. So for that, I think I truly believe that Jack deserves the silver medal, right? Right underneath. right underneath Ellie, of all things. I swear the power couple does it again to finish it off for the season. I can't. Like, Queen Ellie has been killing it this season. Like, multiple times she's gotten gold, and this is another one to end the season off with a bang. Calm Mind, Skill Swap Meloetta. Okay, we actually have seen Skill Swap before in a previous PPL season. So all the way back in season 2, right? Back when I was, you know, with the rooster going off in the background, back in those days, right? We ended the season off with a DD Skill Swap Mew. Now we end the season off with a Calm Mind Skill Swap Meloetta. Meloetta skill swapped Clefable. And yes, Clefable was holding Unaware. It was unaware. Literally and figuratively, Clef was unaware. So all the boosts. When you skill swap that, now all of a sudden your hyper voice is starting to become louder in nature and things like that. And Meloetta was living all sorts of things, to be quite honest. Like, even after getting rid of the Clef, it was able to still like tank a hit from Tentacruel before blowing that backwards too. Like this Meloetta refused to die. This Meloetta refused to die against Mountay, and it allowed it forced Indeedee to Scarf Lock into something late in the game, right? It just created so much chaos for Mountay from as soon as it hit the field. And for that, like, I have to give props to Ellie. I mean, I really do. That is one way to finish the PPL regular season. I mean, yeah, you didn't make playoffs because Shroom like squeezed it out against Onesie, but like yo, you did your thing versus Mountay in style, and for that, gotta at least give you a Heat of the Week goal to, to soften the blow. But we're gonna go ahead and show you guys the table here. So as you can see, this Heat of the Week leaderboard that I whipped up in a 5 minutes right after I finished all the week 8 and week 9 entries and things like that. You're gonna see. I'm just gonna read off quickly the multiple medals and where the weeks are, right? So the multiple honorable mentions from Daria and Vepsis. Daria had 3 separate honorable mentions, week 1, and then obviously today with both week 8 and 9. Vepsis has 2 honorable mentions from weeks 2 and 7. Iron Boffin went back-to-back bronze medals in weeks 1 and 2. Silver medals, we have 3 for J. Ricky. J. Ricky got a silver medal week 1, week 3, and week 6. And then Ellie got 3 different golds. Week 1 for Mimikyu, week 6 for Macargo, and then obviously week 9 for Meloetta. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty colorful and very interesting list. There's only 2 coaches that unfortunately didn't get any sort of mention here in this series. In fact, there's actually a missing week that never really showed, to be quite honest with you, unfortunately. But I do have the list of who won what for that week. So week 5 and 6, for those that were super curious, right? So week 5, the full entries for week 5 were as follows. The honorable mention was the Roat Metagross, which you guys fully saw from Pokegame. You saw the Scarf Trick Copycat Florges from just Weavile, but then it cut off right after that. So Silver was Clear Amulet Copycat Prankster Grafai from Necrostevo. Gold was a mixed Entei. It had like Eruption, Flare Blitz, E-Speed, Extra Sensory. So Pokegame was had 2 different entries for the same week for week 5. And then week 6 was completely missing. But I have it here in the archives. So honorable mention, Zoroark Hisui from Seabad. It was disguised as Goodra, which was really cool. Registeel was like a weakness policy Registeel from Druby. Belly Drum Hariyama from J. Ricky. And then the Macargo that cleaned up for Ellie in week 6. So that's all the time that we got here. It's been a fun series. It really has been. I love you guys. It's me, your boy Lather Up. I'll catch you guys around. Peace.